Welcome to the Floor Stories podcast, brought to you by Flooring Pros Marketing.
All right. Welcome, Flooring Pros family. We are here today with Colin Thomas from Lux Floors. He's going to tell us a little bit about his journey in the flooring business. Colin, start with how long have you been in the flooring industry?
I've been in the flooring industry, I think it's 20 years this year, 2021, something like that. Honestly, I started at Home Depot. I worked behind the paint counter.
Oh, wow.
And you know how it is at Home Depot. You know someone works the paint counter. So they always came and got me, asked me flooring questions. After enough help with that, Home Depot didn't know how to appreciate salespeople. So I left and just found my way through various nooks and crannies of the flooring industry and have been in it ever since.
Wow. So did you go from Home Depot into retail, or
Yeah,
did
I
you get into
actually,
distribution right away? How did that go?
do you remember the Home Depot floor stores and the Expo Design and all that?
Yeah,
I worked for them very
before my
brief.
flooring time.
Yeah, I
My
worked.
flooring journey's short.
Well, I worked for them very briefly. It was right when they were closing down, actually. So from there, I got poached by a retailer for a couple guys, my own company. Took about a 3-year break. I tried to sell radio advertising. The flooring industry, not leaving. I've made my way to the manufacturer side. I'll tell you, the relationships, the conversations, this fits my personality. So I've really enjoyed being on these sides.
What's your favorite part of relationships and being able to help people on the retail side?
Yeah, I mean, look, a lot of my favorite reps that I think of, they taught me about flooring, taught me about sales. They've helped me succeed. And so it's kind of, I know it sounds cliche, but I get to pass it forward. I have a lot of new reps at stores I work with, and getting to teach them to sell flooring the way I believe it should be sold. I was mentioning earlier that I say there's no such thing as a bad flooring type. It's just the wrong flooring for a job. And to get people in the field to understand that instead of them just selling the cheapest, easiest thing, I think that's the way to a successful industry. So I've been excited about that.
That makes sense. Well, over your 21-year career in the flooring world, what do you think has been your biggest challenge?
Is that I'm just probably not pushy enough. I think there's a lot of good closers in the flooring world, and I'm a qualification. Let me ask you questions. How do you live on this? And honestly, from the customer side too, they all say they want that kind of interaction, but they tend to fall prey to the smooth talkers and the quick closers. So having customers that are willing to hear it and listen and have open minds when they choose their floor, I really like that as well.
And in terms of a proud moment or accomplishment in the industry, that's the one thing you're kind of most proud of?
Well, obviously starting my own company was cool. It was a good time. I learned a lot of lessons, and just to see the growth we had was awesome. Unfortunately, I lost my business partner, and it wasn't the way my flooring journey was going to go. So I'd say outside of that, getting on the manufacturer side and just being a member of this aspect of the industry, again, just having awesome, fun conversations with everyone I deal with. Not, at the end, I'm reaching in their pocket trying to pull money out. If someone's giving me money, it's because we're both succeeding.
That's great.
Really, I'm proud to be on this side and to work with Lux Flooring. They've been awesome, helping me get my start, and just man, it's a great company. I think I add a lot to our presence in Dallas, and so I'm proud of all that.
Wonderful. In terms of advice, if you were sitting in front of someone maybe who was starting their journey, what would be the most important piece of advice you would give them as they get their journey started?
And learn, ask a lot of questions, understand the flooring, understand what people's pain points are going to be with flooring, so that you can make proper recommendations. I tell my salespeople all the time, like, there's no point in us selling a job if we're going to walk it in 9 months because it's an issue. Like, I want to sell flooring that lasts for people, that they enjoy, they like, they're proud of, they show off their home. And like I said, most importantly, it lasts and it's successful. So
Awesome. All right. Last question. You don't seem like an old guy. We talked to a guy earlier. He said 16 green in his career on his 18-hole journey. Got some time left in the industry. What does the next chapter look like for you?
Man, just seeing where I can get this Dallas market to. I'm from Waco up to Denison, Weatherford out to Tyler. It's my territory. It's my baby. I don't own the company, but I treat it like that.
Great.
So just seeing what I can turn that market into, that territory into.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Colin. It's a pleasure listening to your flooring story.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we look forward to talking some more here in the next couple of weeks.
Hey, Flooring Pros, thank you so much for spending your time and listening to this episode of the Floor Stories podcast. If you have a story that you'd like to share with our audience, we'd love to hear from you. So reach out using one of the methods below this video, or go to our website, just search for Floor Stories podcast, and you will find a form to be able to sign up. Have a good one, and thanks for listening.